Hello and welcome to the first of hopefully 3 parts looking at a TV company called Granada. You know Granada as a television provider, mostly a shareholder in ITV studios that currently make Hell's Kitchen, but Granada had far-reaching more businesses within the UK. They were just a lot more than just a television company. They have today, we're going to be discussing all of the high street operations, and they also had a theme park operations, which is the next video I'll be talking about, and then the third will be back to the television operations, and they also are the operator of Coronation Street as well. So TV rentals and electrical retail, they had a massive presence in the 60s, 70s, 80s and the early 90s, as televisions at this stage were extremely expensive to buy. They weren't the only operator. Noticeable was Radio Rentals also did, and Littlewoods were another operator of TV rentals. As I say, TV rentals were in the height in the 60s, and look at this lovely set from the 70s. I remember my granddad having one of these, and they had a massive operation on the high street. Now you may notice in the first picture that we had to operate our TVs via a 50p television box. The way this worked is you put 50p in the meter, it would have a predetermined time, and you would be able to watch your TV depending on how much money you put in the meter, for hours or maybe a couple of days depending on the set you had at the time. Also, this would help pay for the maintenance of the TVs, because these early televisions were not reliable. But coin operated meters in the UK were quite common. You'd use it for your electric, your gas, and they're still really, today they're even still in operation, as we use cards and key fobs to help pay for prepayment electric. So video rentals, these were very important because video recorders, especially in the 80s, 90s, weren't reliable. You needed to get a TV repairman out. If you look at my good friend Techmon, he talks about different formats, the Betamax VHS, and what my uncle John bought, which was the Video 2000, which was a Philips branded video recorder, never came out in the States. And if you watch Technology Connections, he talks about how television works, and again he also talks about the different formats within video and laser discs as well. Two fantastic channels if you want to learn about the technicalities of how televisions and videos worked. And really, they did have lots of manufacturers on board: Alan Sugar's, Amstrad. Video cassettes were extremely expensive as well. So anyway, on to the next business. So the next business that Granada were famous for in the UK are service stations. These are operated off motorways. In the USA you would call these freeways, and these would be places you could stop off and have a bite to eat. These will be used by transport people as well, still used to this day. The company folded into several companies, a company called Little Chef, also into Welcome Breaks, and they operated until about the mid-90s, from the 70s in the heyday, and these were destinations in themselves. People would actually go onto the motorway for a Sunday drive just to go to a service station. So the next piece of the business is Granada's presence in social clubs, in cinemas and in bingo halls. Now I do believe that the bingo hall business was sold to Gala Bingo, and Gala Bingo has subsequently sold the business to a company called Buzz Bingo, which were an online presence, but not many of these have actually continued on. Now it surprised me that a number of the Granada cinemas were actually based in London and not up north. I only ever remember being from up north, Odeon cinemas. I don't really remember too many of Granada cinemas. Some of the Granada cinemas are still standing. There's not many left. The only one that I know that's still standing and still operating today as a cinema, as you'll see in the next slide, is the one in Walthamstow that I used to go past every night when I lived in that particular area, going back towards my little room. So anyway, I want to talk about now about the way I'm going to take this channel forward. So anyway, I want to talk about the future of this channel. So I'm going to reduce the amount of content I'm making. On the Saturday, I'll be dropping a video about the history of TV or television companies, like the one we're currently viewing. On a Monday or Tuesday will be a travel video of some description, and on a Thursday or Friday will be a video about the different streaming services and what content is available, what content is leaving, and what content will be coming. Now I'd like to thank 10% of you for subscribing to my channel. This really does help me keep this channel free of Patreon. So the more you subscribe, the more likely I will get sponsorship, and the more likely that I'll be able to start giving stuff away. Now I am no longer making videos on Sky Glass, as this is a subject that's heavily done elsewhere. I'd like to thank you though for watching them videos, and thank you and good evening, and I'll see you in the next one.